Live from the tank on the beautiful campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet is proud to present East Coast Conference basketball. Today, in the East Coast Conference regular season finale, the College of Staten Island Dolphins play host to Queens College Knights. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. I am Nick Durst, and I am joined by Jeff Brodsky and Joseph Foreman. Today is a special day here in the tank, as it is senior day. Jeff, I'll welcome you in here. We're going to talk about the seniors momentarily, but a lot on the line here this afternoon for the Dolphins.
Yeah, this is a really big game for the Dolphins. As we spoke about before with the women's game, they had already locked up their seed, but the men's team, they have a real chance. If they win this game, they could end up having their first round playoff match be here at the tank. So that'll be a big thing for them to have that home court advantage. So it's all going to come down to whether or not they can get this win tonight.
Yes, it's going to be huge. A lot is at play here in this game. And right now, as you mentioned, the men currently in fifth place in the ECC standings, 11-16 overall, 7-8 in conference. And Queens is also with the identical record. However, they're in fourth place in the conference. Roberts Wesleyan is in third. And a win today secures a home playoff game for either team. Both teams obviously coming off wins in their last game to get them to this point. And then, Joe, in that last game out, the Dolphins did clinch an East Coast Conference playoff bid.
Yeah, it was a game that the Dolphins really needed to win against a team that was still fighting for their playoff lives in Malloy University. The Dolphins visiting Rockville Center earlier in the week and knocking off the Lions 96-92. It looked like CSI was poised to coast to victory in that game. They led by as many as 20 points in the second half. Things got very interesting in the closing seconds of that game. The Dolphins' lead was trimmed to 3. Malloy had a chance to get a shot up to tie. Inexplicably, they inbounded the ball with the intention of passing, and wisely, TJ Tibbs had his team intentionally foul. The Lions never got off that shot to tie the score, and the Dolphins closed out the win from the free throw line. Today, the Dolphins can secure themselves a first-round playoff home game with a win. They have to get through a Queens College Knights team that beat them earlier this season to make that a reality.
Not going to be an easy task, and they're going to need a great performance by all of their players in their team, specifically led by their seniors. And Joe, there are some past players in the building here today to root on their former teammates. Bryce Waterman's here, Josh Vargas, Luis Armas. I believe Chris Velasquez is here, Jordan McAllister's here. We're expecting a really nice crowd. And we are going to honor a great senior class, Joe.
Yeah, and the men's basketball alumni always turn out on days like this, whether it be Alumni Day or Senior Day. My question is, if I'm broadcasting the game from out here in Florida, why isn't Bryce Waterman in my place? He told us he was going to join us on the call for a game this year, but Bryce always a loyal viewer and a very willing guest whenever we ask him to come on. That being said, you mentioned the senior class, the Dolphins graduating 4 seniors this year, and those seniors have all impacted the program in a very unique way. Shamar Laddie has been a sort of 6th or 7th man during his time with the program. Chris Clancy has been a 3-and-D player. Last year, he was unquestionably the 6th man. This year, he has been inserted into the starting lineup. Justin Zeris, a player that has battled injuries throughout his career, and the way that it looked like it had ended on senior day last year with another injury had to be demoralizing for him. He instead elected to come back for one more year, and boy, has it paid off for him and this Dolphins team. He is playing the biggest role that he's ever played on this CSI roster. Has had a great season, especially shooting from the outside. And what can be said about Messiah Mallory that we haven't said already? Mallory has been really the cornerstone of this program during his 4 seasons with the College of Staten Island, the all-time program leader in blocks, along with Chris Clancy. He is a 1,000-point scorer for his collegiate career, and Messiah, one of the more versatile, if not the most versatile, two-way players we've covered, a player who makes a huge impact at both ends of the floor.
Absolutely, and you have to assume the 4 of those players will be starting in this game, probably along with J.J. Chestnut. And we're going to turn things over here momentarily to our public address announcer, as he will give the Senior Day tribute and speeches. So keep it locked right here. You won't hear myself, Joe, or Jeff for the next few minutes. You'll hear Anthony on public address honoring those seniors that Joe just mentioned.
Two full seasons with the program, and 2 more have spent 4 seasons with the team. At this time, we'd like to recognize each of them individually for their contributions to men's basketball programs and to CSI athletics. Our first senior has become a key piece of the Dolphins' rotation during the last 2 seasons, averaging 14 minutes per game off the bench. During that time, he has averaged 5.5 points and nearly 2 assists per game while shooting 32% from behind the arc. Last season, he helped the Dolphins secure a top 2 seed in the ECC playoffs with a career-high 24 points against Dayman University. And he has been a reliable source of offense off the Dolphins bench during his time with the program. He has scored in double figures 9 times across 53 appearances entering this afternoon's game, and he will undoubtedly be instrumental to the team's depth during their postseason run. Here he is, our senior, number 4, Shamar Laddie. Fans, let's have another round of applause for Shamar Laddie. Our next senior joined the Dolphins for the 2023-2024 season after beginning his career at Gannon University, and he instantly became the team's 6th man in a reverse role. He appeared in all 29 games off the bench and averaged nearly 21 minutes per game. He also shot an impressive 42% from behind the arc and averaged nearly 9 points per game. Through his second season with the team, got off to a late start, he quickly joined the starting lineup following his return to action. Averaging 22 minutes per game this season, he is shooting 34% from downtown and averaging 7.7 points per game. He also reached the 1,000-point mark for his collegiate career last month at home against Roberts Wesleyan. And if you thought that was impressive, he recently achieved a 4.0 GPA in the fall semester. Our next senior is a real standout in the classroom and on the court. So let's welcome number 14, Chris Clancy. Fans, let's have another round of applause for Chris Clancy. Our next senior is a four-year member of the program who has arguably been the most impactful player of the Division II era of men's basketball. As a freshman, he averaged over 14 points per game on 52% shooting in 26 games, all of which were starts. He also averaged a career-high 9.7 rebounds a game and blocked 50 shots. The following year, he averaged a career-high 15.6 points per game and shot a career-best 44% from behind the arc. He also blocked a career-high 73 shots on his way to breaking the program record for blocks in a career. As a junior, he averaged 14 points per game and shot 48% from the field, helping to lead the Dolphins to a #2 seed in the ECC playoffs and a spot in the conference semifinals. Finally, he's raised his scoring average back to 15 points per game this season and has helped the Dolphins secure our third straight playoff berth. Along the way, he's reached 1,000 career points and received countless individual accolades. He also graduated in just 3.5 years and will be receiving his master's degree in May. Give a hand to our next senior, number 23, Messiah Mallory. Fans, let's have another round of applause for Messiah Mallory. At this time, we'd also like to welcome a fourth member to the court. This Dolphin will be departing the program at the conclusion of the 2024 to 2025 season. After being celebrated at last year's Senior Day in 2024, he opted to return to the program this year and has assumed the biggest role of his career. Let's give a round of applause to number 5, Justin Zaris. Fans, let's have another round of applause for Justin Zaris and the rest of our 2025 seniors. Chris Clancy, Shamar Laddie, and Messiah Mallory.
Well, there you have it, the seniors and the graduate student Justin Zaris getting honored here in the tank here today. The team surrounding them.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And Joe, it's always a great sight to see these players get their flowers.
CSI Dolphins.
Yeah, it's really a big deal, just seeing these seniors really get get what they deserve, really spending all that time working on their craft and being celebrated in a way like this. And it's, as you said in the women's game, it's bittersweet, right? Because, we're celebrating it all, but it's almost coming down to the end of it. But it really has been an honor to watch these guys play their game, do what they do best. And it'll be fantastic to watch them here in their final game of the regular season.
Here we go. They're going to warm up now. And when we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups. This has been the McDonald's pregame show. Nick Durst, Joe Foreman, Jeff Brodsky. Keep it locked right here. Coming up soon, Queens College taking on the College of Staten Island.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag like facing backwards and look like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back. And my dad's like, we have a prodigy. So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. I loved the team. They brought me in like I was one of their own. The professors help out so much. They actually care about developing me, not only so I just memorize the material and able to take a test, but am I able to apply the information. I don't feel nervous asking them, hey, I'm not going to be in class. Can you send me something? And they're completely fine with it and they understand, which is the best part. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do. Be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I'm able to go out and become president of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. SAC is consistent of like a ton of different backgrounds, and we'll come up with cool ideas for like fundraisings and having the opportunity to raise money for Make-A-Wish and knowing it's going towards a good cause. Not only motivates me, but it motivates the whole community. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
And welcome back to the tank on the beautiful campus of the College of Staten Island. This is CSI Sports Network's presentation of East Coast Conference basketball. Today, the East Coast Conference regular season finale has the College of Staten Island Dolphins playing host to the Queens College Knights. This has been, so far, the McDonald's pregame show. Nick Durst here with Joe Foreman and Jeff Brodsky. And Joe, we just saw those seniors getting honored. Always a great day for them. And we saw one of your biggest fans out there as well, Messiah Mallory's grandmother. And she was all smiles, as was the rest of the Mallory family and all the families who are very proud of their player.
And with good reason. These players have accomplished so much, not just here at the College of Staten Island, but throughout their entire collegiate careers. As we heard in his speech, Chris Clancy at Gannon University before arriving here at CSI obviously became a 1,000-point career scorer as a Dolphin, always an impressive accomplishment. Matthias Mallory joining him in that department as well. But these players have all contributed to the program in such a unique way. Shamar Laddie has been that 6th or 7th man off the bench at times during his career with the Dolphins, has had some of his biggest games and the most impactful games. 24 points last year against Damon. That helped the Dolphins secure a number 2 seed in the ECC. They'll need him to help with their depth in the postseason this year. And then, of course, Justin Zeres, a player who we thought had seen his career end last season, returns this year and assumes the biggest role he's ever had with this men's basketball program. A great senior class, all well-deserving of the moment that they got to have before this game.
And the Dolphins here, they're going to be all business in this one. And you can tell by the starting lineup because it's not all seniors, it's the regular crew. We'll get to that in a little bit, but Jeff, tell everybody what's at play here for the Dolphins in this game and for Queens, depending on who wins.
Yeah, so this game for the Dolphins, this is a big, if they can get this win, they will have home court advantage going into the first round of the playoffs. So there really is so much riding on this game. Obviously, it's very important to have that home crowd to give you that fire you need, when you are in those playoffs and those tough spots. And for Queens, a win here today could move them up into the 3-seed category. So just end off and have an even better season than the one they've already had so far.
The winner of this game will get a home playoff game. It's as simple as that. So it's a must-win for both teams if you want that home playoff game on Wednesday. So without further ado, at this time, we will turn it over to Jeff, who will give us the Jimmy Max starting lineup.
Thank you for that, Nick. And in numerical order, starting off with the Queens College Knights, we have Jaden Serafin, Shamar Chester, Tyler Mitchell, Omar Nkonde, and Demiri Lindo with their head coach, Matt Collier.
The 6'5" senior from Oakland, California, number 45, Demiri Lindo.
And for the CSI Dolphins, we have out of Waterfield, New York, J.J. Chestnut. And out of Bronx, New York, we have Asakone. Out of Staten Island, New York, we have Chris Clancy. Out of Staten Island, New York, Aaron Goldstein. And out of Waterfield, New York, it's Messiah Mallory, the head coach, T.J. Tibbs.
Thanks, Jeff. And Joe, it's very telling the mindset of Coach Tibbs going into this one because every year you and I sit here and call a Senior Day when all the seniors always start. That is not the case here this afternoon.
No, it is not, Nick. And you get a look at the starting 5, as Jeff mentioned, Kone, Clancy, Goldstein, Mallory, and Chestnut. That is the starting 5 that has been the regular starting unit for much of the second half of the season. Early in the year, Asa Kone came off the bench. We saw Joey Poulin get some starts, specifically in place of Chris Clancy before he returned. So if there was any question about the Dolphins' objective going into this game, I think that's erased looking at the starting lineup. Obviously, they would love to host the first-round home game. That being said, there's always those matchups that are at play. Nothing is set in stone yet in the ECC outside of the top 2 seeds and the playoff seeds from there down. So 3, 4, 5, and 6 right now, all still a jumbled mess. Things could move around there in just about any way. Too many scenarios to go through. But as Jeff mentioned before, what is clear and what we do know, the winner of this game will host a home game in the first round of the ECC playoffs. Both teams hoping that that home game belongs to them when this day is over.
And we, of course, will cover that game if it is a home game on Wednesday. Joe Foreman, the most dedicated athletic communications coordinator in the conference, will be flying home just for that game. He'll be in Staten Island for a few hours and then back to Florida. So we look forward to hopefully that happening. Jeff, real quick, what players should we keep an eye on here for Queens?
Yeah, I think it's going to really come down to their leading scorer in Nason. Nason Ayala, right? Because they're gonna have to put up some big points on the board and get that shooting started up early. So it's gonna be important to watch him throughout this game.
And Joe, we talked about it last year, but Queens, they're wearing the uniforms we do not like, which is the black numbers on the black jerseys.
Oh, yeah, they just came up on my monitor here in Florida. not exactly easy for the statisticians. No Nonsense Nino and Nick Babona will have their work cut out for them.
Now, I talked to Nino before the game. He said no flags in the first game as Mallory
Wonderful.
wins the tip to Clancy and Wonder White here. I'll do my best to keep my eye on what's going on with Queens College with their numbers. It's very weird. There's no white. It's kind of just a reddish outline on their jerseys. So gray on gray, very tough. But here we go as Dolphins are getting things set up here. Chestnut to the rim, layup attempt off the mark. Back the other way, and the ball is in the paint of Michelle. He is off the mark, and Goldstein comes away with that.
Great defense on both sides. Both teams trying to get an easy basket to start, but both teams are playing aggressively there.
Mallory inside to Kone. Kone lays it up and in.
Easy move. Just drop the shoulder over the top and just easy lay-in for him.
Kone, Joe, gives the Dolphins such length down low. We've been talking about it all season.
Yeah, he sure does. And he's another two-way player. You would think a player like Kone, a player like Mallory, it might be tough to have them out there together, but Mallory can stretch the floor and let Kone score around the basket as that three-pointer was off the mark. But that duo has been impressive, and Kone has really come on in the second half of the season.
Chester off the mark there. Kone had that big game at home a few games ago as Clancy knocks down the three, and it's a CC3 on senior day.
Beautiful shot by Clancy. He has been really good from downtown, shooting 34% on the year. He can almost tack on 3 points automatically, and he puts that up like that.
Queens going around the perimeter. Michelle gives it up to Chester, and he passes it over to Seraphin. Seraphin's shot attempt off the mark, rebounded by Kone, and Goldstein to slow things down. And Joe, on behalf of both of us and our whole crew here, we want to give a big congrats to Coach TJ Tibbs and his wife on the birth of their child, and their child is in the building today, and the child is very happy with that Asa Kone layup.
Once again, I mentioned it when I spoke to him during our last game, but congratulations to Coach Tibbs and his family, and his team off to a nice start here, out to a 7-point lead.
Pull-up attempt there off the mark by Chester, and that goes out of bounds. So, Jeff, good start here early on for the Dolphins.
Yeah, phenomenal start. And Asa Kone getting on the board early. Only averages 7 points, but through the first 3 minutes, he's already got 4 of them. So he's looking really great here to start off senior day. And they're doing everything they need to do on the defensive end as well.
Yeah, so far, 3 of 4 on their shots for the Dolphins. Mallory gives it across to Clancy, who goes inside to Kone. Kone back up top now to Clancy. Goldstein double teams. He gives it up to Clancy. Clancy to his left and gives it up to Chestnut, who passes it in the corner to Kone. Kone three-pointer mark off the mark. Don't see Kone shooting a three too often.
Yeah, that's actually Kone's first 3 of the entire year.
He was so open there, he had to take the shot.
Yeah, he was feeling it.
High arcing pass to Seraphin, gives it over to Lindo now. Lindo to the basket, and his layup attempt is good.
That's a tough finish right there. Over the outstretched arms of Mallory.
Chestnut to Clancy, 4-3, and of course it's good. Shooting threes are chancy, but not when you're Chris Clancy.
Queens College gets caught napping on there, and Chris Clancy takes advantage right there.
Clancy, one of the best three-point shooters on this Dolphins squad, as Lindo is called for the double dribble.
And this is a phenomenal start so far for the Dolphins.
Yeah, you get a second look at that Clancy three-pointer. 10-2, good start.
Yeah, great start for them. Dolphins are coming out firing on all cylinders, inside the arc, outside the arc. They're making everything.
We know what this team can do defensively. When they're knocking down their shots from the outside, it's an entirely different beast. This team, really difficult to beat when they're knocking down their shots from the outside.
Absolutely, Joe. Makes it really hard when you can knock down that three ball. It just opens up every other part of the floor.
10 on the shot clock. Goldstein pulls up for 3 from downtown off the mark and rebounded by Mallory. Second chance opportunity here. Mallory driving to his left towards the basket. Behind the back pass to Kone. No look there. Beautiful. And Kone's fouled. And Joe, a big smile on Mallory's face after that. You don't see that often on the court.
And that's something that we don't talk about enough either. Mallory, as a willing and able passer, he showed it off right there, drew the defense away from Kone. He was left all alone under the rim. I think all that was missing on that play was a potential lob. Imagine a no-look lob over the shoulder to Kone. We know he's capable of throwing it down, and that will send us to our first media timeout.
So we'll step aside here. Dolphins off to a good start. 10-2 at 15:56 left in the first half.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess.
An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Back here in the tank, Victor, Joe Foreman, and Jeff Brodsky on the call. Asa Kone to the free throw line here.
Yeah, Asa Kone really is aggressive early in this game. Like I said before, only averages 7 points in the year, but he's already got a quick 4 points. And after missing the first, looking to pick up his 5th point of the game.
Second free throw upcoming now. Oh for 2 there from the free throw line. So a missed opportunity. So back the other way, Lindo directing traffic. And he goes to the basket. His layup attempt is too strong, and Mallory comes away with the rebound. Quick outlet pass to Clancy, and he caught it out of bounds.
Yeah, pass is a little bit too far outside. Clancy tried to save it, but just steps out from it. But I'm loving the start from the Dolphins. Playing quick, trying to find open shots, and Chris Clancy's not going to down from 3, so you always are trying to find him.
Almost stolen there, but Chester comes away with it, and he kicks it inside to his teammate. That three-point attempt is off the mark by Lindo, who then steals it. And now the layup attempt, lefty layup, is good by Karamo.
I just wasn't a big fan of the chestnut pass. We know he's capable of it, but a little bit too forced. The defender, Damari Lindo, is just waiting on it and immediately takes it away from Mallory.
Dolphins there had a major advantage where Mallory was being guarded by Chester. They ended up not being able to get on the ball, but Goldstein with the 3 as the shot clock's expiring.
Wow. Dolphins are coming out really hot from 3. They're shooting it right now over 50%. They're 3 for 5 out there, 60% shooting to start this game early.
Kone with the rebound. Now Chestnut, he's backing down his defender. He goes for the righty layup off the glass, and it's good. Joe, we've seen Chestnut this season really do a great job in the paint.
He's such a versatile offensive player, Nick. He can get to the basket. He can give you a three-pointer if he's left open, and he's a facilitator who also plays great defense and rebounds. He really is a true all-around guard.
Big three-pointer there by Chester.
Wow. Long three-pointer, banks it in.
Yeah, you can't ask for better defense than that.
No, you cannot.
Mallory now, he goes for the layup. It's off the mark. but Clancy ends up with the rebound. And Goldstein now will slow things down. 14 on the shot clock. Goldstein puts up the 3 from way downtown. Mallory with the rebound.
Get a wide open look there. They're lucky that the defense is lucky they didn't get it, but Clancy relocates. Drops in another.
Clancy there. Pump fake, moves over, knocks down the 3, gets the rim rattle, and it's good. 18-7 here. Dolphins ahead right now. 30-second timeout taken by Queens College. Jeff, what does Queens have to do here to get themselves back in the game?
They've got to slow down Chris Clancy. He is on fire right now. He's got 9 points early in the contest. He is looking to shoot that thing every time he gets an open look. And we saw just on that same exact play, Goldstein got a wide open 3-pointer. They're just letting him take it. And Dolphins are knocking him down. So they've got to just slow them up on the outside perimeter there.
So we'll see what happens here after this timeout. But Joe, Dolphins, they need to be very encouraged with the way they started this game.
Yeah, for sure. And taking a look at how they've shot it so far, obviously that's the number that really stands out when you're looking at the stat sheet at a glance. 58% from the field, 57% from three-point range. Also dominant on the glass. Rebounds favor CSI 9-2.
This has definitely been a lot of Dolphins to start out the game, as the stats portray, Joe.
Got a whistle there, I think. Bird either double dribbled or no foul there. There's a foul. So Bird picks up the foul there.
Yeah, Bird picks up the offensive foul there early after just checking into the game.
Goldstein to Kone inside. He gives it to Mallory, who's wide open there.
Perfect pass.
When Mallory is out there being guarded by a guy who is probably 6 inches shorter than him, it's a major mismatch in the paint.
Yeah, Queens are giving up a lot of size inside, and that's just going to happen when you have a dominant interior threat like Messiah. You cannot leave so much of a smaller defender on one-on-one coverage against them.
3-point attempt by Chester, no good. Rebounded. And now Chester with the left-hand layup, that's no good.
Perfect.
And Goldstein comes there with the rebound. Clancy now, he's double-teamed, dribbles out of it, gets the other corner. He's open, so I'll put up the 3, and that's good. Jeff, what a sequence there by Clancy. He's double-teamed. He dribbles his way out of it across the court, three-point range. Nobody's guarding him. He knocks down the 3, his 4th of the game.
I mean, it's just perfect, right? I mean, he just steps into it immediately, double-team. They couldn't decide who's going to actually be the one to guard him, and he just gets a wide-open three-pointer in the miscommunication, and you know that's automatic. That's his 4th 3.
Joe, you can't give Clancy that much space.
No, and really there's not many players on this Dolphins team you can give that much space. A lot of accomplished shooters out there for CSI.
Here's a replay. You see the double team. I'll just go across the court. Oh, nobody's here. Let me pull up for 3. Splash. Media timeout here. Dolphins ahead, 23-7, 11:26 left here in the first half. Keep it locked here. CSI Sportsnet on the ECC Network.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Back in the tank, Queens to inbound. Joey Poulin in the game now for the Dolphins.
And Dolphins off to a really great start, 23-7 here to begin the game out. And we looked at it during the after a tough lay-in.
Ayala there going around in a circle and ends up laying it in.
But as I was going to say before, Chris Clancy has really been the head of this offensive barrage. And we looked during the timeout there as Messiah gets a tough one to get in. Clancy is going to is already just 2 points behind his season high of just 14. He's already got 12 to start out this game. So he is looking locked in offensively.
Well, we do know these players love playing for Coach Tibbs because he gives them the freedom to shoot when they're open. And so far early on, Chris has been open and he's taken advantage. 4 3-pointers on 4 shot attempts.
Yeah, hasn't let one of those open shots go unnoticed.
Justin Zeres checks in now for Goldstein.
Now another really great shooter. He's leading the team in three-point percentage at 37.5 this year. So he's going to be a nightmare on the offensive side when Clancy and him are out there.
It's been a great graduate season for Zeres, Joe.
Yeah, it sure has. And Zeres is a player that we thought had seen his career end in a really tough spot last year, but he's assumed a much bigger role this year and has really been a menace shooting from the outside.
Right there, Poulin gets the steal, and ultimately the ball goes to Chestnut, and he gets fouled on the shot attempt. And there it is, Joe. Once again, Poulin doing the dirty work.
Yeah, he does a lot of that, especially on the glass, but he is not a player that is shy about diving to the floor, getting in the passing lane, and really making those hustle plays that we know Coach Tibbs really emphasizes. And whenever a play like that is made, we see some emphatic high fives and celebrations once in a while, along with Coach Tibbs at that Dolphins bench.
Second free throw coming up here. So 25-9, early start here. We've seen the Dolphins all season, Joe, get off to great starts. And for some reason, there's a bit of a lull in the second half as Chestnut makes that shot there. So I'm sure, Joe, Coach Tibbs and the coaching staff looking for some more consistency start to finish going into the ECC playoffs.
We've said it in the past as well. If you're the Dolphins coaching staff, often what you're looking for is 40 consistent minutes. And there have been a lot of times over the last couple of seasons especially where they've had that lull that you mentioned for 5 to 7 minutes. And oftentimes that can cost you a game if the game remains close. And obviously they hope to avoid that here today and earn that first round home game.
Clancy with his first missed 3 of the game from really deep.
That was a heat check moment. Clancy wanted that thing to fly. As soon as he had a little bit of pocket space, he let that thing go.
So Ayala looking for a screen from Pena. And Poulin knocks that ball out of bounds on the entry pass.
And I love that from Poulin, right? Doesn't let the entry pass get inside, doesn't care about the steal, pushes that away. So now they get Messiah on him. So now they can play that one-on-one, and look how much of a tougher time he's having here.
Great defense there by Mallory. So Poulin caused that. As Jeff mentioned, Laddie in the game here. His last home game in the tank as a Dolphin. He's going to the basket, and he puts up a layup attempt, but he's fouled.
And Dolphins just really keeping it up that aggression level. Getting to the free throw line already multiple times here in the early parts of this game.
Dolphins early on here, 1 of 4 with the free throws. Second free throw made there of the game. Laddie goes 2 for 2 there. Laddie Joe, part of this senior class that had to deal with the transitional years, not being postseason eligible at first, COVID as well. So great to see them being able to have 2 full seasons here and finish off their careers strong at home.
Yeah, you know, these players that have been here for a large portion of the D2 postseason eligibility now, which has spanned over the last 3 seasons, they're hoping to see that trip into the postseason take a step further into a conference championship, or at least a conference semifinal on the men's side. And for players like Laddie, players like Ziris, Mallory, and Clancy, the seniors, this is their last chance to bring home a championship during their tenure. And they joined a program that was early in the D2 transitional process, weren't postseason eligible in year 1, and it takes quite the leap and faith in the program to make that decision, and you hope to see that pay off for them.
And we'll see how it plays out here over the next few days, as Queens now looking to crack double digits in this game. On the scoreboard, Ayala, he's backing down Laddie. He pulls up from the free throw line. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Kone. Ziris now almost pushed out of bounds. Gets it ahead to Laddie, who takes a 3. And that's good. So Jeff, the senior, is shooting the 3 here early, and they're making him.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming into this game. They want to make a statement going into the playoff. They want to make sure that they have that home court advantage. Shooting so good from 3 to start this game. And Laddie gets on the board quickly here with 5 points already.
3-point attempt there is good by Koroma. So double digits now for Queens. And Kone, he misses the dunk attempt, but he was fouled. And we are going to have a media timeout, so when we come back, the free throws right now. CSI up over Queens, 31-12, 7:27 left in the first half. No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials. Check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right. Back here in the tank, CSI had 31-12. Nick Durst, Joe Foreman, Jeff Brodsky, and Jeff. Right now, the Dolphins playing very well, aided by some good defense, some ability to get to the rim, and good three-point shooting.
Yeah, they have looked really good. We've seen overall in the regular season, they shoot at 32% from the three-point line. So it's not surprising to see them really lighting it up out there. And they're getting inside with Kone having a really great offensive game early here to start. Already a second trip to the free throw line here and all this stuff. So it's been really good to see from the Dolphins taking this game by the throat, making sure that they can get that home court advantage.
Kone makes the second free throw there. 32-12, 20-point lead for the Dolphins here early on. Good defense here. And ultimately, a travel is called as Koroma travels.
Yeah, really nice forced turnover, but immediately they give it right back.
Yeah, Yeah, Dolphins.
Great defense. Kone with the block.
Yeah, Ayala couldn't finish at the rim. Pulling now. Over to Ziris, who's waiting for a screen from Kone. Ziris falls down, gets back up, gets to Poulin in the corner. And he knocks it down. A JP3.
Wow. They are just hitting all over the place. My God.
I don't know if you saw that, Joe, but the OTC Joey P put up his one after that three-point attempt.
Oh, did he now? We might have to have a talk about that when I get back.
He wants everybody to acknowledge his three-pointer, and now he takes a steal.
God.
Poulin going coast to coast, gives it to Wiggin. Wiggin to the rim, and he's fouled.
It's turned into a pool party out here. Wow.
Well, you mentioned it in the first game. It is the first day of spring.
Hey,
So
weather's getting warmer.
Closer to the pool season.
Weather's getting warmer. We all got to go out to the pool.
Joe might have been sitting poolside earlier this week. He's down in Florida.
Not a pool guy.
I knew you weren't a pool guy, but I thought maybe you'd be outside.
I was at the restaurant next to the pool.
All right, so Wiggin knocks down that first free throw.
And really good start here for the Dolphins. They haven't even Queens hasn't even taken a free throw yet this game.
Only issue is the Dolphins have not been too great from the free throw line, shooting under 60%.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think they're a little disappointed with so far, but
runner there by Ayala, or excuse me, Lindo. Again, hard to see these numbers, is off the mark. Kone to the rim, and he's fouled. Another foul here. That's 8 fouls now, Joe, for Queens. There's still 5:40 left in the first half.
Yeah, you really can't get off to a much worse start if you're the Knights in this game. Obviously, the shooting woes and the turnovers, not too bad, just 5. But when you also put yourself in foul trouble and have 8 fouls at this point in the half, it puts you in a position where now the Dolphins will be at the line for the remainder of the half, closing in on that double bonus. And when you're trailing by 24, that's a position that's really tough to climb out of.
Yes, but Jeff, maybe the Queens team wants the Dolphins at the free throw line because they're not doing a good job yet.
yeah, they haven't been too great from the line, but I mean, eventually, right, keep sending it to the line. They're going to have to knock them down eventually. So don't know how good of don't know if you want to keep sending them there, but you're definitely right. It is the worst percentage shot that they've taken so far.
Absolutely. So here is Queens looking to get something going here offensively. Three-pointer off the mark by Michelle, and the rebound there was by, wait to see the number here, number 5.
Amari Bird.
Amari Bird, and he's fouled.
Yeah, and this is how I think they're going to have to get back into this game, get some second chance points, get the ball inside, because right now that outside shot is really not working too well for them.
Joe, you, me, and Jeff, we all have the same view of the numbers on the Queens Knights. As that slam dunk by Bird is good.
Exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, I can't see anything on the monitor, so.
Ziris is pushed out of bounds. So that'll be a foul.
It's another
and
foul.
He's going to go right through the free throw line.
And an excellent free throw shooter, so you really don't want to be sending Ziris to the line now.
Free throw off the mark. The Dolphins can't capitalize there. And back the other way is Ayala. And he makes it count on the layup.
You know, and it was surprising to see Ayala not starting for Queens College. So it'll be interesting if he ends up playing the most minutes, as he's the only real offensive threat consistently every time down the floor. Wow!
Bird, big block there.
A bird just flew through the air and blocked it. Wow! Beautiful play. Sends down that shot from Akone.
Big Bird play there, not letting anybody come down Sesame Street. Some subs here for the teams. So Goldstein, Poole, and Clancy, Chestnut, Mallory in the game. For the Dolphins, Mallory off the inbound. He was fouled, we thought. Late whistle, but they're just going to say that the ball was knocked out of bounds by Queens.
Yeah. Just falls out of bounds. Mallory did feel like he was fouled there.
Stayed on the shot clock. Chestnut looking for Mallory. He goes to the basket, and it's off the mark, but the putback attempt by Mallory also no good. And here to the basket is Queens, and Bird gets the easy feed from Michelle, and he lays it in, and Dolphins are going to take a timeout, Jeff.
Yeah, and this is perfect now. I was saying this. They need to get the ball inside, and immediately Bird is just doing everything he needs to do. Doing on both sides of the ball here. We saw that incredible block on Kone, and comes down for 4 quick points.
This will be upgraded to immediate timeout, so I'll step aside. Keep it locked here. Dolphins ahead 37-18 over the Knights. Back now in the tank, 37-18. 4:10 left in the first half, and Joe, the Dolphins have come out very strong offensively.
They sure have. 12 of 22 from the field, and perhaps even more impressively, 7 of 11 from downtown. Chris Clancy, 4 for 5 from beyond the arc, and that, coupled with the kind of defense that we're accustomed to seeing from them, has added up to a 19-point lead.
Goldstein and Chestnut looking to get things set in the half court here for the Dolphins. Mallory and Chestnut playing together at home for one last time. You know, these guys have played together for years, dating back to high school.
Wow!
Chestnut has a nice finish there.
That was a perfect pass inside from Clancy, and Chestnut makes a difficult lay and go up and in. Wow.
Great job there.
Lindo looks at the top of the key now. He fires. Got it!
Lindo from downtown needed that.
Desperately.
Mallory looking for it, but pass was stolen.
And Chestnut can't be doing that there.
Bard ends up with the offensive rebound. He lays it in.
That's too easy of a turnover there.
Goldstein dribbling into the corner. Gives it back up to Chestnut up top. Chestnut calling out the play. And the ball goes to Mallory. Back to Goldstein for 3. In and out. Rebounded by the Knights.
And I like that look for Goldstein. We know he can knock those down. You know, it doesn't end up in 3 points, but you take that play every single time.
Lindo now moving it around, and Michelle has the ball over to Ayala. Back to the shooter, Tynes, And he knocks down the three. So right now, Queens making a nice run here to close out the first half.
Yeah, and this is what they really needed. They're starting to find their range. They're knocking down some three-pointers here, getting inside, playing better defense. So as this game started out much to just the Dolphins, Queens College is coming right back into it.
Yeah, good defense there by Queens, and they got a chance to make this a 10-point game on this possession.
And Nick, we've said it many times in the past. The Dolphins seem to have issues closing out the first half of games. We haven't seen it as much this year, but in the past, the latter minutes in the first half have been a problem, and that issue now becoming a problem in this game here as the lead's been cut to 13.
All right, we'll see how this half closes out as Lindo goes to the rim. His layup's off the mark, and Chestnut ultimately grabs the rebound. He pushes it ahead to Clancy. Clancy now, he ends up wide open for three. In and out.
Wow!
The bench thought that was going to fall.
Clancy caught a body. Clancy caught someone caught lacking on defense, but couldn't finish off the highlight play.
Michel to his left. He's greeted by Mallory. He gets to the basket. His layup attempt rims in and out. And now Goldstein has the ball. 1 minute on the game clock. Goldstein to the basket. His layup attempt no good. Dolphins in a bit of a scoring drought here, Jeff, as Queens comes back the other way, and a running floater by Al is no good, but Queens gets the rebound, and 2-point attempt there off the mark, and we're going to be calling Poulin for a foul.
Yeah, I believe that was an over the back. He kind of pushed him a little bit. Yeah, and as you said before, they are in a little bit of a drought here, but I think they're playing a little too quick. I think they need to slow it down a little bit. They had a big lead. They don't need to push it as hard, but Queens College is using that aggression against them and getting some easy baskets the other way. We see them really playing into that fast break now.
And once again, Queens has the chance here to make this a 10-point game. 42 seconds left in the game, 20 on the shot clock. Ayala at the top. He's looking for a screen, but double teamed by Mallory and Chestnut. Clancy now came over. The wide open shooter in the corner for Queens off the mark. And then Clancy commits the foul, pushing Chester, I think. Lindo was pushed. And now Lindo's going to go to the free throw line.
I don't believe that was a foul. I think that was a little light. I think Lindo dropped to the floor. Poulin was kind of in his area. I think that was a little bit of a light foul call there.
Well, Nick, remember that rebounding advantage I spoke about earlier? The Dolphins early in this game had a distinct advantage on the glass. It's almost gone now.
Yeah.
19-16 on the boards.
You only have 4 difference there in the rebound column, and now Lindo can make this an 11-point game here. Dolphins will get the last shot. So 39-28. Dolphins did have a 20-point lead earlier.
And this is where they need to lock in now. Last few seconds of this first half. Queens College want to get this defensive stop and go into halftime just down 11.
Ziris trying to fight around a screen. He gives it up to Mallory. 4 on the shot. He's going to put up a 3. It's off the mark. And the 3-point attempt there by Queens is no good. So we'll go to the half. It's 39-28. And we'll take a quick break. When we come back, my interview, the last of the season, with Coach TJ Tips.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
fans. We're here with Nick Durst giving his interview. Take it away, Nick.
Thanks, Jeff. Here at Coach Tibbs. Coach, last time we'll speak this season. I know there's a lot to go on here moving forward here, but I'll give you a moment here to reflect on what this senior class has meant to the program.
They've been great. I mean, I think their legacy is going to be transitioning us from Division III to Division II. You talk about Messiah and Justin Zeris. They were two of the first guys that we recruited, along with Lou Armas, who just won a championship yesterday from Montclair State, and Max Dillon Butler, who's graduating this semester. So they were the start of everything. They believed in the vision. They went through a lot, their first year, the freshman year, when we couldn't make the playoffs. And then they made it every single year. So now they're fighting for a home game on Wednesday against a very tough Queens team. And, how appropriate is that? Queens is a great program. Matt does a great job. And we're in a tough battle with them right now.
All right, so far you guys came out really strong in the start of the game. Chris Clancy was amazing from downtown. Queens has tightened things up here. So what are you looking for in the second half?
To match and exceed their physicality. I mean, they're one of the most physical teams in the league, one of the best defensive teams in the league. So, at no point did we think that the game was over, they were going to quit. They're going to keep attacking the rim. They hit some shots, especially when we went zone, and they made a run. So, made a couple runs early. It's a game of basketball. It's a playoff-type game, two playoff teams, two teams that are very familiar with each other. So we just got to tighten it up a little bit, be a little bit tougher with the ball, and we'll see what happens in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure all season. Thanks for having me, as always, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I thank you. I know Joe Foreman somewhere in a submarine or whatever.
Joe's on the call. He can hear you.
Yeah, Joe's literally on the call, on the cell phone. Listen, he was on the Nokia playing Snake. But all you guys, I'm looking at a bunch of guys that are here. You guys done a great job. My family watches a lot of this. I'm not going to get into it too much, but it's going to be a shame that's going to be behind a paywall next year. But you guys are worthy of whatever they charge for it. So I think everybody that's on the call right now, everybody that's been a part of the game, I've given my kids, their families, great experiences. I'm very appreciative of it, and I hope you guys are back next year. So everybody's done a tremendous job, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
Thanks, Coach. Hope to see you Wednesday. We're actually going to keep it locked right here as we're going to have Senior Day right now for the cheerleaders. So Jeff and I and Joe will go on mute, and we'll take a listen to the PA guy, Anthony.
Her team spirit and dedication have shown in all that she does. She has been a truly great example of a well-balanced dual-sport student athlete. Eager to keep learning more and expand her stunting skills, this program has witnessed her growth. Alora will be graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in History and a Psychology. Let's have a round of applause for Alora Surratt. Next senior is from Queens, Gabrielle Addo, and she came to the team in 2022 with an athletic background in running, track, and swim. She is a side base and brings a huge presence and valuable energy to the Dolphin family, constantly evolving the game day energy. This season alone, Gabrielle has shown a great improvement by learning and hitting high difficult collegiate stunting skills. Her continuous high spirit will be missed as she graduates this year with a bachelor's degree in childhood education. Let's have a big round of applause for Gabrielle Addo. Our next senior is a native Staten Islander, Olivia Hernandez. She came to the team in 2023 as a flyer, starting her cheer career in the 3rd grade at St. Adalbert's, followed by some time in All-Star and cheering in Port Richmond High School. This program is glad to have had her continue her cheer journey at the collegiate level. Olivia has brought a determined and fearless energy to the team, always eager to try new skills. Olivia is on track to graduate with a bachelor's degree in childhood education as she currently completes her student teaching experience. Let's have a round of applause for Olivia Hernandez. And our final senior from Brooklyn, Brianna Consulate. Brianna came to the team in 2022, starting as a main base and learning a new position as a side base. Her versatility in stunting has made her highly adaptable and successful while also providing opportunities for her teammates to elevate. With a background in dance, she brought a great presence on game days. A model leader and captain of this team, Brianna has exemplified some of the greatest qualities a cheerleader can have. Brianna graduates in May with a bachelor's degree in social work. Let's have a round of applause for Brianna Consulin.
And after that lovely presentation, we will be going to halftime with Chris Clancy leading the way with 12 points as your CSI Dolphins take on the Queens College Knights, going to the second half with a 39-28 lead. Don't go away. We'll be back shortly after this.
Basketball has a special place in my heart because of the experiences it has given me and the purpose I have found along the way. Basketball taught me that success doesn't require perfection. Rather, I should pursue excellence in everything that I do. Basketball has led me on a journey where I've accumulated numerous life lessons to value relationships, practice integrity, and demonstrate commitment. I've learned to welcome mistakes and not only accept adversity, but embrace it. It has the unique effect of eliciting talents in someone which would have otherwise lain dormant. It is something that builds character, an element that is essential to a player's growth and development. You sometimes wonder if all the mornings and late nights are really worth it. Then you look to your left and right, and you see your teammates beside you, and you know you're not alone. And it's comforting. When you're part of a team, there's a special joy in playing for something bigger than yourself. Basketball taught me how to embrace a community. Like music, it brings people together. When you make contributions to your team, your program, it's a rewarding feeling knowing the impact you have on the larger community when you observe how much it inspires the people around you.
Dear basketball, I was only a few months old when I took my first photograph with a ball on my lap. From that moment on, you never left me. Growing up in a small village in upstate New York, 2 miles from the Canadian border, you were my constant go-to for fun and entertainment. No matter if there was 3 feet of snow or the sun was scorching hot, I always found a way to be with you as you brought me so much joy. As a child, you always had a way of bringing the neighborhood kids together. Every day we would find our way to the circular paved patio I had in my yard with an 8-foot rim nailed to a tree. It wasn't the classiest court to play on, but it worked for us, and it's where my passion for you began. Little did I know you would take my friends and family on a journey of a lifetime. It was from you where I learned to be brave, courageous, and adventurous, that if I stuck with it through my moments of failure, disappointment, and heartache, I could achieve anything I put my mind to. Like attending Duke University on a full scholarship where I was able to surround myself in greatness both in the classroom and on the court. It is here where I truly learned how to step out of my comfort zone and discover what I was made of, refusing to let my insecurities and fears hold me back. Gail Gestencourse and her incredible staff, along with my teammates, gave me a family away from home that I could have never dreamt of as a little girl. The ACC championships, the NCAA tournaments, including the national championship game in 1999, cannot match the friendships and relationships I developed because of basketball. See, I find it to be the relationships that we develop through our sports participation that are in fact the most meaningful and memorable. Basketball, you have given me a life team that I can never repay you for. You have supplied me with a platform that allows me to give back, to inspire, motivate, encourage individuals to go after their passions, to push through their failures and be fearless in stepping out of their comfort zones. It was because of you I was able to start my first company with co-founder Colleen Healy from UConn Women's Basketball called Orca Leadership. Orca standing for opportunity, resilience, contribution, and accountability. All 4 pillars we learned from playing your game. Even further, we were able to start up our own academy called Beyond the Game Academy, helping athletes across the country reach their dreams. I could have never imagined this life, and I have you to thank. Thank you, basketball.
The opportunities that basketball provided for me has been crazy. Being able to travel all over the world, to even a different country, just being able to meet so many different people and build so many different relationships has definitely just opened so many doors for me.
Opportunities that basketball has provided me, just to meet a lot of people, travel a lot of places, around the world and also around the country. It's just, a great experience to make me a more well-rounded person.
Just being able to learn from my teammates, learning really what sacrifice is about, learning about hard work, just being a part of a team, having that support group, having somebody that's there to support you no matter what. It's been great.
Basketball has given me a lot of opportunities. Obviously, just traveling and coming here, this is special. And we went to Spain over the summer, and I had never been out the country before that, so it was special. And obviously, just giving me a free education. It's a big thing, and I'm glad basketball has been able to do it for me.
It's provided a lot of opportunities, provided me to get a college degree, travel places that I never thought I would travel to, and just meet new people.
I'd say basketball has just provided me with a variety of opportunities. Just the connections that I made in the Purdue community, and kind of just growing as a player and as a person has. I'm definitely blessed and grateful to have all these opportunities.
Dear basketball, since I was a kid, you have always been a way for me to clear my mind of everything going on in life and just have fun playing and competing. You led me to seeing you where I've become a part of a close-knit basketball family. You've let me build relationship with my brothers that not many people get to experience, and these relationships have been able to grow and will certainly last a lifetime. You have taught me that this sport is more than getting the best stats or winning the most games, but it's about enjoying the experience, making a difference in the community, and always competing at my highest level. Through great leadership from Coach K and other coaches, you have given me top-of-the-line resources to learn not only about the game, but about life and being a man of integrity and humility. I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for you, and I am forever grateful for the lessons you have taught me and the memories that I will have for the rest of my life.
College basketball has provided me with a platform to not only have fun on the court and be around some amazing teammates, but also kind of supplement academics with just another side of the Notre Dame experience, because sports are such an important part of the tradition there, and being a part of the Notre Dame sports tradition in any way is just an incredible honor. It's amazing. Just being here all week, there's just so much recognition for such an amazing sport and such amazing teams that are here, and to be a part of that in any small way is just incredible, and I'm so lucky to be here. Just the value of determination, perseverance, and self-confidence in getting where you want to go in life. I've definitely learned a lot being around a team of such strong, inspiring women, and I can only hope to emulate their talent on the basketball court in other parts of my life. I'm a computer science major in Notre Dame's College of Engineering, and I was really drawn to it because I've always kind of loved math and science, and it's a really fun way to apply problem-solving skills to different situations, especially in today's day and age where technology is becoming such an integral part of society. Just figuring out different ways I can contribute to that, I'm really excited to see where it'll take me in the future. I think just the general mindset of approaching something from how can I solve this in not only the best way but the most efficient way, because there's a big emphasis on that in a lot of my classes, and just kind of seeing how the sports world and the academic world can overlap, even with just the GPS things that we wear during practice to keep track of how hard we're working. Just the technology behind that is super interesting to me also. When I first came to campus, I was hoping to get involved in the women's basketball program in some way, and I applied to be a manager, and I thought that would be an awesome opportunity, super excited. And then I got an email about walk-on tryouts. I'm like, oh, this would be a great way to go meet other girls to play pickup with. I had no idea it would lead to any of this, trust me, but I'm so glad it has. And after that, that's how I met some of the women's basketball people and how I got connected to be a team manager for the program. So I started doing that first semester of my freshman year, and then, as you probably know the story, last year with the 4 ACL tears, they just needed another practice player kind of thing. So I turned from a manager to a walk-on and got the opportunity to go in some games, just help the team out any way I could, and that was an incredible ride, obviously ending with the championship.
Back here in the tank, Nick Durst, Joe Foreman, Jeff Brodsky, 39-28, the Dolphins are ahead. And Joe, sometimes in life you just got to go with the flow. Coach Tibbs alluded to it at the halftime interview, but you could further elaborate on that and how this is, unfortunately, maybe going to be our last broadcast on the ECC network.
If the Dolphins lose, it will be our last broadcast here on the ECC network, as Flow Sports and the East Coast Conference have entered into an exclusive media rights agreement that will begin in the fall of 2025. Long story short, what does that mean for the viewer? It does mean that the broadcast goes behind a paywall. However, the 7-figure agreement means that Flow Sports will represent the ECC and its 9 member institutions, providing a global platform to stream events and support the teams, institutions, and student athletes on the web and social media. The ECC becomes the 13th conference to join Flow. We'll talk more about it as the broadcast goes on.
All right, and obviously here we have a layup attempt there, which was off the mark by Ayala. Joe, I'm sure when you and Coach Tibbs sit down for a Dolphin pod, it'll be a topic of discussion, so make sure you always tune in for the Dolphin pods. A lot of useful information in those.
Yeah, for sure. And I think something else I want to mention very quickly as part of the press release regarding the partnership, a big note is that 100% of the revenue generated from the partnership will be reinvested into the ECC member institutions, and the agreement promises to foster equitable broadcast production standards and further enhance the quality of coverage across all sports. That's a big one. There is going to be investment in equipment, and there is going to be investment put towards making the live stream better, and obviously we hope to be a part of that next season. I fully intend to be, as long as I'm here next year, and I don't see that being an obstacle. So when you and I come back next year, it should be on a much better looking live stream with a lot of investment behind it.
There'll be something next year, I believe.
All right, here we go, 39-30, as that pass is thrown to the backcourt, and that's a backcourt violation. So not the start here to the quarter the Dolphins wanted. And Jeff, it's only it's a single-digit game now.
Yeah, I mean, Queens really started out slow, while Dolphins came out really hot. But as we've been talking about so far through these throughout the entire program, Dolphins have been a little had this problem with coming out a little slow. So it's something to think about for the rest of this game. Hopefully, the Dolphins can kind of find that rhythm they had early in this game.
Joe, we talked about it early on in the game when the Dolphins had a huge lead, those lulls throughout the game. What could the Dolphins do here early in the second half to re-energize themselves in the building?
Well, right now there just seems to be a lid on the basket. Turnovers have piled up, but it's been really a scoreless stretch of now 4.5 minutes that's put them in this position. I think Queens now is starting to knock down some shots. It hasn't come super easily, but the Dolphins have just been out of sorts a bit at the offensive end. Their defense can reignite them, as that shot's no good.
Yeah, Mallory comes over with the rebound. Chestnut now. Turnaround shot, no good. And that is out of bounds. As Mallory makes the save, he hit it off of Ayala. And it went out of bounds.
Great hustle play by Mallory. That's exactly what they're going to need, as Joe was saying. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Get back in, lock in on that defensive side of the ball, so it brings out better offense out of you. Fight for those second chances here.
You looked at the shooting numbers, you would think the Dolphins would be up more in this game. 46% from the field, 50% from downtown.
Well, I want to point this out once again, under 50% from the free throw line. As Clancy there muscles up, lays it in.
And that ties his season high, 14 points now for Clancy.
Going out in style at home in the tank as far as the regular season is concerned.
Great defense there by Chestnut.
Clancy playing major minutes down the stretch here as he's fully healthy after missing some games early on in the season. He's been a key impact player throughout his Dolphins career. Mallory now with the spin move, the layup, and it's good. What a move, Jeff, by Mallory, his 6th point of the game.
Yeah, you see that he puts down that pivot foot, spins around him really nicely, uses the space he had on that right side block. Played it out to the MC side, wanted to get that one-on-one matchup, and he got it.
13 points now. Differential in this one. As the 3-point attempt by Lindo is good.
Wow. And I don't think we've talked about it enough. Lindo is just carrying right now on both sides of the ball, both defensively, offensively. He is just really the so consistent so far right now.
Leading scorer with 10 points for Queens. Chestnut to Mallory. Beyond the arc, Mallory tries to feed it inside to Chestnut. That's broken up and stolen. Here comes Ayala. He dumps it off, and the easy layup is made there by his teammate.
Yeah, and I think Mallory should have been a little more decisive there. He shouldn't have.
Michelle, by the way, made the layup, so I couldn't see that.
He wanted to look. He was looking for the pass. He should have looked for the score.
Goldstein now back the other way, lays it in, absorbs the contact. He'll go to the free throw line. Wow.
Tough finish there from Goldstein. Goes inside, hangs in the air, and nice touch around the rim to finish it. Now, as we've said, the Dolphins have been pretty bad from the free throw line so far. Only 6 of 13 shooting, so Goldstein looking to make his trip at the line a good one.
Goldstein, one of, if not the best, free throw shooter on this team. So he'll knock down the free throw there. 11-point lead.
Yeah, Goldstein is second in free throw percentage on this team. Chris Clancy leading the way there, but in terms of volume free throw shooting, you're absolutely right.
Michelle gets fouled there by Goldstein, so 3 fouls here now for the Dolphins.
That's definitely something to keep an eye on as this game continues. Obviously, with a lead, you don't want to put Queens in an early bonus situation. We saw the Dolphins in the first half approaching the bonus situation early, couldn't capitalize.
And Conde there, he dribbled out of bounds, so turnover, Dolphins ball now.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. I mean, Dolphins don't want this. They know what it's like when they have the advantage, but they couldn't really, they didn't use it too well. So we'll see how that foul situation comes into play later on in this half. Beautiful pass. J.J. Chestnut, what a bounce pass inside.
Mallory gets fouled there off the pass, and he'll go to the free throw line. Mallory's first free throws of the game here. First one is good.
And so you said it before, Nick. That's one thing the Dolphins can do very quickly to try and right the ship. Shoot a bit better from the free throw line.
Yeah, not paying off there, as that second free throw is off the mark.
Yeah, still going through those free throw shooting woes. Here, we'll see if that comes back to
pull-up
to
attempt
haunt
there
them.
by Lindo off the mark, rebounded by Ziris. Chestnut, he's inside, and he's going to be called for the travel.
Yeah, definitely travel right there. We could see that from back here.
And we're going to have a media timeout, so we will step aside and we return to the conclusion of this game right now. The College of Staten Island Dolphins are ahead 47-35 over the Queens College Knights. Keep it locked right here on the ECC Network.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Back here in the tank. Lots of action going on here the last few minutes, Nick Durst, Joe Foreman, Jeff Brodsky on the call. And right now, Dolphins up 47-35. There's a three-pointer that is drilled.
Ayala.
By Ayala.
Wow. I said this before the game started. Ayala is going to play a big part in this game, and his offensive consistency has also really helped them out. Him and Lindo have really kept them in this game so far.
Laddie feeds it to Chestnut. And Chestnut strong to the rim and lays it in. And Joe, it just seems like anytime you need a big basket, Chestnut delivers. We saw him hit a similar one towards that earlier in the season for our game winner.
He sure does, Nick. And Chestnut, as I mentioned, so versatile, can score inside and out, a facilitator, defender, rebounder, really does it all.
And right there,
wow.
A quick answer by Chester. So Chestnut, then Chester making it happen right now on the court. 9-point game, 14 and a half left. Ziris gives it to Chestnut. Mallory can't get open. Chestnut with the turnaround, no good. Chester now looking for a screen. Takes it, pulls up from around the free throw line, off the mark, rebounded by Chestnut. And back the other way come the Dolphins. Clancy thought about the three, gives it back to Ziris. Ziris looking for something to develop. Up to Clancy up top. Clancy faked the three. Now Ziris is open for three, and his three is off the mark.
Ziris still hasn't gotten a basket yet. That would have been a nice way to put himself on the score sheet.
Wow! There by Messiah Mallory, and it's only March 1st, but a bit of a block party right there.
Wow, yeah, it comes in, just flies in from behind, never saw it coming.
Second block of the game for Mallory.
And not surprising, already second block, he averages 2.5, so Mallory still has always been locked in on that defensive side of the ball.
Another block.
Wow!
Wow is right, Jeff. He's
Yeah.
fouling us all. And Mallory there, he's fouled, going for the layup.
Yeah, he's starting to turn it up in here.
Speaking of two-way players, how about Messiah Mallory, a player who makes such a huge impact? That is the CSI all-time leader in blocks for a career, and you got a second look at that last rejection just a few moments ago.
Well, Joe, we talked about it earlier on in the season, but where does Messiah Mallory rank all time as far as Dolphins players?
Among the Dolphins that I've covered, I would say he is certainly in the top 5. I don't think there's any question about it. And you could definitely make the case for top 3. In terms of Division II era, I think it's fair to say that during the seasons of postseason eligibility, he's definitely number 1. If you go all the way back to when CSI first announced they were moving Division II, then you have a lot of other players at that level that were brought in as Division III recruits to consider as well. But definitely top 5, probably top 3.
Fair enough. And we'll see that there's still more for him to play. So
That's
the legend
big
of Messiah Mallory can grow. But Michelle there, he makes a tough basket for Queens. And now Mallory inside, he gets blocked.
Wow! Bird flies in again.
That's
Another big
Another
block.
block there by Big Bird.
Did you get that nickname cleared first?
I don't think so, but if we're going behind a paywall next year, no one's going to hear.
Well, let's be optimistic.
Not from Sesame Street, anyway. All right, Poulin now. He pulls up for 3. That's off the mark. Now to the basket. And splitting the defenders and laying it in is Michelle.
Wow. Yeah, that's a real tough finish right there.
It's a tight game right now, Jeff. Look at the score.
Yeah, it is. Just a six-point game, and Queens College looked dead in the water beforehand, but they are looking very much alive here now.
A lot of crazy ball movement here, but Zierich ends up with the open three, and that's off the mark. Rebounded by Bird.
Yeah, and Zierich has not really shot it particularly well. That's his second missed three-pointer now. He hasn't put himself on the board just yet. But we know that three-point shot can come around at any point. As I said before, a leading three-point shooter here.
Lindo's three, no good. Poulin trying to get the offensive rebound. Ultimately, the rebound goes to
Mitchell.
Michelle, and he lays it in.
Yeah, Michelle now, back-to-back plays. Got something to go! Clancy! That's his season high now!
Chris Clancy with the big three. 17 points now. They needed that to break the drought. We'll get another look at that here as Clancy's in transition knocks down the three. 54-46. And tied here when we return to the conclusion of this game. Dolphins ahead 54-46, 11:31 left. And we are back in the tank. 54-46 game. Dolphins ahead right now. As the cheerleaders just gave a great performance to rally up the crowd.
And as we went to that timeout, Chris Clancy, that's his season high in points and three-pointers made this season. Whoa. Chester knocks down a tough three-pointer.
Yeah, great job by him there.
Over the top of Laddie.
Queens is creeping closer and closer, so we're going to get the starters back in the game here. Goldstein, Code, and Chestnut will check in.
Number 13, Tyler Mitchell, not only is third and Queens fourth on the second half. This will be a media timeout.
Well, it's rare it happens, but it's time for the media timeout, so we'll step aside here. 54-49, close game, 10:59 left.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back in the tank, 54-49 game. And Jeff, right now, Queens is doing a great job creeping closer.
Yeah, I mean, they have just played really great. They've really picked it up from three-point range. They're shooting over 40% from three now. So, and that's really been a big part for them, getting inside and playing so much better defensively as well.
Mallory there off the mark for three. And the ball goes out of bounds off Ayala, so it'll stay here. Or perhaps off Bird. Joe,
Yeah,
Coach Tibbs
Bird.
quickly going back to his starters here, looking to potentially change the tides here and keep Queens College not in striking distance.
Well, the starters got this game off to a tremendous start for CSI, but right now that seems like a distant memory. Queens has closed the gap in just about every area except overall shooting.
Clancy for three, way downtown off the mark, rebounded by Mallory. Mallory with the putback. That's no good. There is some contact there. But Bird came away with the rebound.
Yeah, and Bird has been phenomenal so far in this game. He's played really great on that rebounding side of the ball. Made a big difference here so far.
Lindo there going to the rim. He gets fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line. Right now, Joe, Queens College can make this a one-possession game, and they have been really good from the free throw line, 4 for 4, while the Dolphins have left 8 points at the line.
Yeah, that's a big number, especially with still over 10 minutes to go in this game. And if you're the Dolphins, obviously you'd like to have some of those misses back. But at the very least, they're getting to the line and setting themselves up in good position late in the game to potentially be in a bonus situation. Now you have Asa Kone, as you mentioned, Coach Tibbs bringing his starters back in. Kone now has 4 fouls and has to come right back out.
Yeah, he's out, pulling back in for him. And it's a 3-point game.
And you don't want to see that when Clancy steps out of the game for how good he has been so far throughout this contest. So it'll be a tough loss. We'll see how they manage without Kone here.
Yeah, the script right now of this game playing out much like Malloy on Wednesday, as Chestnut goes to the rim and somehow is able to lay it in.
Tough finish. He flicks it in off his wrist, just lays it up in there. Beautiful inside there.
Dolphins.
And Bird, he's a little slow to get up.
Poulin almost stole the ball. Seraphin to Lindo. Lindo's layup attempt is good.
Wow.
There's Chester on the feed there.
Tough make over the multi-time defensive player of the week, Mallory.
3-point game. Clancy to Chestnut, who drives, kicks it to Poulin, open in the corner for three, no good. Rebound by Mallory. Mallory with the pass to the wide open Chestnut, who lays it in.
Easy pass. And I love that vision coming out of Mallory, right?
Yeah. Mallory now with 9 rebounds on that offensive rebound, then he gets the assist there with a great pass.
Yeah, good heads-up play there. Saw the open man inside, and easy points for Chestnut.
That turnaround attempt, no good. And Mallory ended up trying to save it, threw it away to Queens. And we have a foul on the play. JJ Chestnut picks up the foul. And Lindo is going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Lindo has played a fantastic game so far. Played 28 minutes already in this game. But he's got 14 points. And he's looked really great defensively. The stats aren't saying he's contributed a lot in terms of rebounding, but he has been in there having to box out a lot of these guys, keeping them in this game defensively. Him and Bird have been phenomenal so far.
Lindo playing the most minutes in this game by any player, 29 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's now 5 for 5 from the free throw line.
Yeah,
he's also leading his team in points with 15.
Yeah, like I said, he's really keeping them in this one.
Another free throw made, and right now, Joe, I keep having to bring it up. The free throws are the difference in this game as to why it's only a 3-point game.
It's the reason it's a single-digit lead for the Dolphins right now, and not just a single-digit lead, a one-possession game.
Mallory's pull-up, no good. Rebound by Bird. Lindo gives the ball up to Chester. Chester to the rim. He finds an opening, and he lays it in. And it's a 1-point game.
And that came from that in and out he just did there. He lost Mallory a little bit, gets that little step and was able to put it up inside.
Chestnut to the rim. He's stripped.
Wow. And now defensive play. A lot of this feels like the momentum stealing one way.
And for the lead, it's good. As Lindo lays it in. And Queens with their first lead, 59-58. Clancy for three. There's the answer.
Clancy is a sniper out there.
Clancy really wowing everybody here today. 20 points.
And that's his career high in a Dolphins jersey, tied up now.
Big answer by Clancy, 2-point game. The crowd coming alive here. Chestnut on Lindo. Lindo has to give it up, driving to the basket, and they're laying it in, and making the shot, Koroma.
Koroma's had some struggles in this game. And that layup might give him that bit more confidence now.
Chestnut's left-handed layup. He's fouled. So tie game, and JJ's going to the free throw line. And Joe, needless to say, these are big free throws here.
No question about it. And if you take a look at the stats and the trends in this game, and those are always available to us on the split box, this game really began to turn for the Dolphins after they started 7 of 11 from downtown. After that, they hit just one of their next 10. Clancy made it 2 of 11 with that last make, and obviously that was a huge basket. 2 huge free throws coming up on the other side of another timeout.
All right, so we got an immediate timeout here, so we'll step aside quickly. 61-61. You don't want to go anywhere. Keep it locked right here.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
All right, we're back. 61-61 in the tank in the second half. 6:48 game. Joe, I know Joe Calabrese is watching. He's very pleased with the 6-1 score. Don't know what that means, but it's a tie game nonetheless. It's a very tight one. And J.J. Chestnut heads to the free throw line here, Jeff, with some must-makes.
Yeah, he's only gone to the free throw line once before, and we know this team, as we've said all game, they've been struggling so far. So these are really big free throws. He knocks down that first one. Just 10 for 18. That makes 11 for 19 from the line. So could really use a stretch of good trips there.
And Joe, whenever you need something big to happen, it's usually Chestnut who delivers. He does there with the 2 free throws.
Yeah, he's a big-time player. We saw it in the postseason as well a couple of years back. Had a big game when the Dolphins needed it. Messiah Mallory in foul trouble. And 2 clutch free throws there. Still a lot of time, but those are 2 makes the Dolphins needed.
Right, and there we're going to be, the ball goes out of bounds, so good defense by the Dolphins. I think it was a block there by Mallory. Queens now looking to tie, or they could take the lead. Driving to the basket is Kumara. He has to give it up now. And the scoop layup attempt off the mark there, and the shot clock expires. It's a good defense there, Jeff.
Yeah.
As Michelle couldn't get the shot to go, the scoop layup.
Yeah, this is what the Dolphins need to get back to. This is how they started the game. Get back into that defensive mode. Don't let them get these shots off. Best thing you can do is those shot clock violations. Why? There's no chance at a second chance. It's your ball, guaranteed. That's what they need to keep doing in this one.
Clancy for three, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds, and the Knights will take over possession.
Clancy, his career high in his collegiate career is seven three-pointers. So he's 6 for 9 right now. He has a chance to break that for himself.
Yeah, that's at least for him with the Dolphins here. We'd have to check about his first 2 years playing NCAA, but a tough layup attempt there off the mark.
No, that is his entire collegiate career. 22 points is his career high and 7 three-pointers. There's a foul inside.
Foul on number 33, Omar Conde. That'll be his first and Queens' 6th of the second half.
It's the Dolphins' ball now.
Checking in for Queens, number 5, Murray Bird.
And we'll see, Joe. With Chestnut inbounding, obviously we should keep an eye on Mallory here off the inbound. And he gets the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely something to watch. The Dolphins love that alley-oop play off the inbound.
Mallory gets the ball, drives to the rim, and Poulin ends up laying it in. So Poulin there lays it in.
Love that from Poulin. Stay aggressive out there and gets himself 2 points there with that offensive rebound.
Good defense. Poulin in the middle of it. It's going to be a jump ball.
Perfect from Poulin. As you guys were saying before, he is not afraid to get his hands dirty in there. Offensive rebound, gets the jump ball, and so he's really out there doing all the dirty work.
And Joe, you might have to contact the stats desk because it was Poulin who made that 2. The PA said J.J. Chestnut, and the stats did not give Poulin the 2.
The job never stops.
Poulin now kicks it in the corner, and Clancy is tackled. A football-like tackle. That's going to be that's a hard foul.
And I know he's lighting it up from out there, but he got nervous when he saw him at that three-point line.
You got to worry when you're going into the stands there. Get another quick look here, and that's, he jumped up and tackled him. Yeah, Clancy goes to the free throw line now.
Yeah, that's a hard foul. And Clancy, he's a 90% free throw shooter this season, so hasn't taken too many of them. But he can come in and knock them down.
21 points now for Clancy. Make that 22.
And just 2 points shy of his career high.
Back the other way. The Knights moving the ball around well. They keep driving to the rim. And Poulin's called for the foul.
That was a great defensive possession. Kind of got bailed out there on that foul from Poulin because we saw Mallory just come in. He was going to stuff that down.
At the line for Queens, number 13, Tyler Mitchell.
Yeah, Tyler Mitchell now sending it back to the line. And they've been really good so far at the free throw line in this one.
First free throw. Good.
And they're perfect. 9 for 9 so far.
9 for 9. So you know what that means, Joe, here on the next free throw.
Jeff.
Jeff is just an not jinxable person. 3-point game. A 4-point game. Chestnut, He's got a lane if he wants to take it. Everyone's backing off. Taking some time here, running some clock. 13 on the shot clock. Chestnut to the rim. And he's stripped. Ball goes out of bounds. 10 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Chestnut second leading scorer tonight, so definitely a wise decision to keep sending him that ball. He's been getting inside at will so far, so be interesting to see if they want to keep just sending it over to him or if they want to send it to this man, Mallory, right here.
Mallory had a lane there. Layup attempt no good, though. Queens are going to make this one possession game once again. Lindo with the ball with 18 on the shot clock, 4 left on the game clock. Lindo to the basket. He dishes it off for an easy basket there for Amari Bird, who was wide open.
Yeah, and that's just Lindo just being so good inside. Mallory just had to slide off, and when he got beat, and just leads to an easy basket there for Bird.
Whistle here as Lindo committed the foul. Queens 8th, so when we come back from this media break, Laddie will go to the free throw line. 67-65 game here. Dolphins up by 2. East Coast Conference regular season finale. Keep it locked right here.
G Aesthetics Med Spa and Wellness Center. Our approach to beauty and wellness begins with a holistic plan tailored to the unique needs of our patients. When we consult with patients, we let them tell us what their problem is. We don't tell them what the issue is. We find out what they're looking for, and we discuss, and then we give them options. If you're looking to achieve radiant skin, you've come to the right place. We offer hydrofacials, microneedling, Opus Plasma, peels, facial and laser treatments, laser hair removal, body sculpting, fat freezing, hormone replacement therapy, Botox, IV drip therapy, and more. We are open Monday through Saturday and are located at 720 Forest Avenue, Staten Island, New York, 10310. We hope to see you soon. Visit our website at www.chiaesthetics.com for more information.
And we are back here in the tank. Laddie's first free throw on the one-on-one is good, 68-65. And Joe Laddie, he was injured early on in his career, but he has meant a lot to this program.
He has, and these are some big minutes he's going to play right now. Just 5 minutes played at this point. He's in for some big crunch time minutes here. We'll see how long he's out there, but Coach Tibbs trusts him, and he calmly nets 2 big free throws.
Back the other way, Queens keeps possession as the ball, I think, went off Mallory.
Yeah, that's close. I thought that might have gone off Ayala, but catch a break there and keep this game real close. Have a chance to cut this lead. It's just a one-possession game.
Ayala, he's driving down the baseline. Underhand, the basket, layup lefty, and it's good.
Such a tough finish. Has to get under the rim and then goes over with the left hand contested. Really hard finish there.
Laddie calling out some plays here. Getting the major minutes down the stretch. 3 minutes left in the game. 2-point game. Dolphins looking to take some clock. 10 on the shot clock. Chestnut left-handed to the rim. Turnaround. And that's a tough finish and a tough layup. Jeff, what a play by J.J. Chestnut.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching this go down on both sides of the ball. As they said, Chester and Chestnut both going at it with real tough finishes at the basket.
And back the other way now. Queens. Chester. 15 on the shot clock. 2.5 in the game. We'll see what they're able to do here. Lindo, he pulls up on the floater. It's good, and he's fouled.
Wow. That's a tough bucket. Lindo has just been firing. My God. He has been so good all game long.
He's got the chance now to make this a one-possession game, a one-point game. As you see the replay there, Lindo gets fouled going to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a tough bucket.
6 for 6 from the free throw line so far for Lindo.
I was about to ask you if I should say it, Nick. Do I dare? 10 of 10?
He made it, so yeah, 10 to make it 11 of 11 now. It's 1-point game. They call a timeout. So, Joe, what's going on in the huddle for both teams right now?
Well, I think on the side of the Dolphins, they've found their footing offensively, and I think that's a good place to start. If you're CSI, obviously, you'd like to get easy looks at the rim. The three-pointers early were falling. They have not been falling here in the second half. A lot of the makes at the basket for both sides have been tough, so the defenses at times have done a really good job. At other times, it's just been cases where it's just been better offense. And I think if you're these two teams right now, you have to look at where the scoring is coming from on both sides and say, we're not going to let that player beat us. Right now for Queens, it's Lindo. He's shooting just 6 of 17, but he has 21 points, just made that last tough shot. If you're the Dolphins, you'd like to make somebody else beat you. On the other side, obviously, if you're Queens, don't let Chris Clancy get a good look from beyond the arc. That's priority number one. However, there are a lot of players in that Dolphins team that can beat you. And next in line right now is J.J. Chestnut. He's been great around the basket.
Yeah, if Clancy's open, look for him to shoot it. But if not, look for Chestnut to take it to the rim. Chestnut, he's stopped. Gives up to Laddie. 20 on the shot clock. 2:10 in the game. Takes the screen from Mallory. He is stripped, and it's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to be possession favoring Queens. So good defense there by the Knights, and they'll have the chance to take the lead now.
And Ayala comes down the other way. He gets a tough finish, and now he gets the steal there. So Ayala is really making differences here right now.
He's playing good right now. Tense moments here in the tank. 20-point lead early on erased. The Knights now going for the lead in this one.
And that's Ayala's third steal of the contest. Fourth, excuse me.
Lindo to the basket again. The turnaround, no good. But Bird gets the rebound. The three-pointer in the corner is good by Chester. Queens with a 2-point lead, their largest of the game. And Coach Tibbs going to have to call a timeout. Joe, tense moments here in the tank. Zieris and Goldstein are going to be checking in. What is the play going to be here for the Dolphins?
Well, if you're the Dolphins right now, you're playing from behind for the first time all game. The Dolphins have not trailed yet in this game. Queens has come all the way back. And earlier in the quarter, I should say in the half, called a lot of women's games this year, but earlier in the half, it looked like the Dolphins had put enough distance between themselves and Queens to keep them at arm's length. Just as the Knights got close, the Dolphins responded. Now they need one big basket. If you're CSI here, I think you still look to get to the basket. It's just a 2-point game. But at this point now, possessions are at a premium. If you can, you'd like to get something quickly and give yourself a chance to draw a foul and get to the line for 2 shots. I'm looking for something around the basket. We'll see if perhaps they try to get it into the hands of Chris Clancy for another three-pointer. He's been really good from downtown here this afternoon.
Yeah, I think you want that, or you take your chances with Goldstein or Zieris for 3 as well. And you can always go to the rim with Chestnut. Clancy now. Minute and a half in the game to Chestnut. Chestnut throws it away, but it ends up with Mallory, who slams it home! Tie game, 73-73. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that was a perfect example, Jeff, of luck paying off. Luck be a lady tonight.
Yeah, nearly a very costly turnover turned into a slam dunk by Mallory. And now we're tied up with less than 1 minute to go.
To the rim is Lindo. He's fouled.
Wow.
So Mallory picks up the foul. Lindo to the free throw line now. And 11 for 11 in the game is Queens College. Lindo leading the way, 7 for 7 with the free throws.
Yeah, Lindo is just getting to the line at will. So these are, again, 2 really big free throws as they check back in Kone. And
yeah, you got to bring Kone in for the defense here. Even if he fouls out, it's going to be impactful. So he comes in for Chestnut. Mallory barking out directions to the teammates on the line. You don't want a lane violation here. First free throw, no good, is good.
And a little surprised they took out Chestnut here.
Well, you need to get Kone in there to get the rebound, for a rebound opportunity here. If they make it, I'm sure Chestnut will check back in. He's gonna stay with the bigger lineup here. Down 2, Kone gives you a chance for an offensive board. Ziris being defended very well. Gives it off to Mallory. Mallory lays it in! No foul there, but Messiah coming up big. Wow. Little give and go there with Ziris.
And Messiah hasn't shot it particularly well, but what a tough basket there. Thought he might have got fouled there. It was a hard shot going inside, and he makes it.
Queens now can hold it. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They'll try to win it. Dolphins, you don't want to foul here. Lindo with the ball for 3. It's good. Buries it. 2-pointer only. So it's only a 2.
Wow.
Lindo makes the 3 in the corner. 2-point game. 13.6 here.
And we've been talking about Lindo this entire time. Lindo has been the heart and soul of the team. He has been the offensive firepower this entire way. Lindo makes the toughest shot so far. Over 2 defenders.
Chestnut will check back in. If the Dolphins lose this game, it really comes down to free throws. 100% free throw shooting for Queens. Only 66.7% for the Dolphins. But Joe, what are the Dolphins going to do here the last 2 possessions offensively? They went to Mallory, and he delivered.
Yeah, you take a look at what they've done, and they've made a couple shots at the rim. Obviously, a broken play turned into a dunk 2 possessions ago. That last make by Mallory was a really tough basket. And I think if you're the Dolphins here, with the way Queens has really collapsed around the rim and made things so difficult, I think there's a very real chance they go for the win here, Nick. I think we may get what could be the most dramatic moment of the Division II era for this Dolphins team as they go for a win in this game. At least the most dramatic moment on their home floor. Home game on the line, final seconds, 2-point game. I think there's a very real chance they go for the win right here.
So you're thinking they're going to go for the 3. Now you think they shoot it as quick as they can, or they wait till the end? They have to go the full court here.
I think they look to execute a play here. Whatever Coach Tibbs draws up in the huddle, they will look to execute it. And it's going to be something quick, because you'd like one more chance if you can get it. So if you miss here and then send Queens to the line, a missed free throw gives you another opportunity. So I think whatever they draw up, they'll look to do it quickly. With this much time, Nick, I wouldn't be shocked if they go for the win.
All right, here we go,
Remember,
Joe.
the ball's not
Chestnut
advanced.
to the basket. He's stripped. And then he commits the foul. So 7.7 here left in the game. And it looks like Queens is going to have the chance to ice this one at the free throw line and clinch a home game in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm obviously a little bit delayed on my feed from down in Florida, so I apologize for that, Nick. But, yeah, they had enough time to go to the rim. With the ball not being advanced, that makes it a bit more difficult. And losing the ball in that situation is, of course, a risky run, trying to dribble into traffic. But the way Queens has collapsed defensively and made things so tough around the basket, I would not have been shocked if they went for the win in that spot. They didn't. However, as I mentioned, you now have time with a missed free throw for one final possession.
All right, so we'll see here. Jeff, Queens, they're pretty much a given from the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're going to...
yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. And with that last foul, too, Chestnut's out of this game. I'm a little surprised they went so quickly there, but
yeah. You got to get the rebound. So
yeah, I mean,
there's one timeout left for the Dolphins, so they'll take it. if they miss this free throw. And they do.
They do.
They're going to play it out. 6 seconds. They're going to try to advance the ball in the half court. They can't. So, Joe, 4.2 seconds left in this game. The inbound is going to be coming from between the scorer's table and the Knights bench. So not a lot of time here to get off a great shot.
4.2 is enough to get something off. And it doesn't get any more dramatic than this. 2-point game, final 4 seconds. Now I think the likelihood of the Dolphins putting up a shot to win it obviously increases greatly, and we'll see what they can do here. It doesn't get any bigger than this in the regular season. Obviously the Dolphins are in already. They don't have that added pressure, but you know they'd love to host a home game, a chance to do so with a big make right here, or a chance to send this game to overtime.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here. Obviously they were trying to advance the ball, then take the timeout. We're unable to do that as Zeres got double teamed. We saw the good pressure before from Queens. You know, they'll be all in the faces here of the Dolphins. If you're Queens, you do not want to foul and send the Dolphins to the free throw line here. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. And I'd really like to see Chris Clancy get a 3-point shot up here. I think he has the best chance of knocking it down, especially from these longer shots here. And even if he misses, I still see Mallory definitely having opportunity here to get an offensive rebound.
He's got to get it up quick because to get the offensive rebound 4 seconds will be rough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zeres is going inbound here from right in front of the Queens bench. Here we go, guys. And Queens is going to call timeout. They wanted to see how the Dolphins came out there, and they'll take a timeout, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good timeout just to see what they're going to do. Obviously, you just get, this is going to be probably more likely than not the last shot of the game. So why not use that timeout and see how they set up there, and coach can now draw up a better play against it. But as I said before, I think real opportunity for Clancy to get a 3-pointer off here and maybe take this, as we said before, the biggest win possibly in Division II, in the Division II era for the Dolphins.
All right, so we get set here. A lot riding on this last possession as far as which of these two teams will get a home game next Wednesday. Zeres to inbound. Queens not even defending him. He goes to Mallory. Mallory to Zeres. Zeres gets a decent look. It's off the mark. The tip in. No good by Clancy. And the Dolphins fall to Queens College. The Knights come all the way back to win 77-75. And Joe, obviously a huge disappointment here for the Dolphins to close out the season.
Yeah, the way they lost this game, I think, is what's disappointing. It's not so much the fact that they lost it, it's the way they lost it. They had the big lead, they missed 8 free throws, and down the stretch of this game, when it mattered most in the closing minutes, they could not get the stops they needed. Obviously, tough shots were made by both teams down the stretch. We saw some really good offense, but all season long, the calling card of this team has been their defense. And late in this game, the Queens offense was just a bit better. They got the big baskets they needed to come away with a 2-point win. And credit to the Knights for what was really a remarkable comeback in this game.
Well, Joe, before we wrap things up here, give us the scenarios looking forward here as far as what's going to be happening in the playoffs. We know the Dolphins are going to be playing. Are they going to Queens? Are they going to Roberts Wesleyan? Or we do not know yet?
Well, we do know that Malloy has beaten UDC. That game does not impact the Dolphins' playoff standing. So with those two teams having been eliminated, that result doesn't matter. 2 more games in the conference today. Mercy takes on St. Thomas Aquinas, and Damon takes on Roberts Wesleyan. Now, let's take a look at that Stack Mercy game. First half, Stack leading Mercy by 9. If Stack wins that game, the Dolphins will be the 5 seed. And I believe Queens would then be the 4 seed if Roberts Wesleyan was to win at Damon. If Roberts Wesleyan was to lose at Damon, I do believe that they would still be the 3 seed by virtue of their win over Stack. I'd have to double check that. That may be wrong, so let me double check the standings right now. If Roberts Wesleyan loses, they're 7-9. So Queens now at 8-8, they are the 3 seed right now. 8-8, they are the 3 seed. If Roberts wins, they are the 3. If they lose, they are the 4. So the only game the Dolphins have to look out for right now in terms of their own spot is the Mercy game. If Mercy defeats Stack, the Dolphins then become the 6. If Mercy loses to Stack, the Dolphins are the 5. So CSI could play either Roberts Wesleyan or Queens, and a lot can still happen because if Mercy defeats Stack, they are then 7-9, and you'd have to look at tiebreakers between Mercy and Roberts Wesleyan. A lot to sort through. That being said, what we do know is the Dolphins will not be hosting a home game on Wednesday.
Very unfortunate, and Jeff, you could see it on the players' faces coming off the court. Very upset, very emotional. Zeres, very emotional his last game. Mallory in tears. It meant a lot to these guys to try to win this game and host the home playoff game, but all is not lost because they still do have a chance to play in the playoffs on Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a tough loss, but I mean, they're like you said. I mean, this isn't the end of their season. It's not like they needed this win just to be there. They're already in the playoffs. They can come back and into their playoffs and bring home that championship, right? I mean, they still have a real shot. They're still a really great team. This is just a small setback for them. So need to keep their heads held up high and come back next week stronger.
All right, Joe, it'll only be fitting here if you sign us off. Our last ever basketball broadcast on the ECC Network. It's been a pleasure doing most of the games with you all these years.
I've enjoyed it a great deal, Nick. It's been great to have you, and thank you to Jeff for stepping in. We weren't sure if I'd be able to join the call today. If you can't tell by the sound of my voice over the broadcast, I am not at the Tank today. I am down in Florida. I am awaiting the start of CSI softball's trip at the spring games, so I'll be broadcasting those games alongside our Sportsnet colleague, Joe Calabrese, starting tomorrow. But, Nick, thank you to you. Thank you to Jeff and Tyler, of course, Pat up top on camera, and to Stephanie and Nick today for making it possible for me to miss this game. I had anticipated that there was a good chance the Dolphins may host on Wednesday, which is why I did not come back for this game. To fly back twice in 4 days would have been a bit tough. Unfortunately, I will not be having to fly back for a home game next week. That's something we were looking forward to on Sportsnet. However, there is a good chance if the Dolphins win. In fact, it is a certainty that if they win, I will see them again in Buffalo. And hopefully for the Dolphins, their trip into the postseason goes beyond Wednesday and sees them travel to Amherst next weekend for a berth in the conference semifinals. But as you said, Nick, this is our final broadcast on the ECC Network. It's been a blast covering games on here for all these years. And the next chapter of our story here on Sportsnet moves to Flow Sports for basketball next season. However, we do have plenty of baseball and softball left on the network this year, so you can catch all of those games for free on the ECC Network throughout the rest of the 2024-2025 athletic season.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. That's going to do it here from the Tank for this season. Dolphins lose a heartbreaker 77-75 to Queens. For Jeff and the rest of our crew, Tyler, Pat, everybody else who makes it happen, and of course for Joe Foreman, I am Nick Durst, and thank you for joining us and watching all season long. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy Elimination Chamber.